Let's dive right into something you probably see every day but don't think much about: trash. We're going to uncover the surprisingly profitable world of waste management in India. It's a real story of turning what we throw away into some serious treasure. I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? You toss something in the bin, a truck comes, and poof, it's gone. But that's just the start of the journey. How do companies take these huge heaps of garbage and turn it into an industry that's projected to be worth over 14 billion US dollars by 2026?
Yeah, you heard that right. This is way more than just picking up trash. It's a massive, complex business.
So how on earth do they pull it off? Well, it all starts with a super solid foundation: contracts with city governments or municipalities. This is the most straightforward and honestly the biggest piece of the whole money-making puzzle. And when you look at the numbers, you can see just how huge these contracts are. We're talking about a massive chunk, somewhere between 50 and 70% of a waste company's income coming directly from the government. It's their guaranteed bread and butter revenue stream. So how do they get paid? It's mainly through something called a tipping fee. The easiest way to think about it is like a service charge. For every single ton of waste a company collects and moves, the city pays them a fee, which is usually anywhere from 500 to 1,500 rupees. And landing these contracts is, you guessed it, a really competitive process. First, companies have to prove they have the right stuff: the experience, the trucks, the whole setup. Then, the qualified ones submit their price. And usually, the company that bids the lowest price per ton, the L1 bidder, gets the gig. These are long-term deals too, often for 5, 10, even 15 years. Okay, so collecting trash is step one. But this is where things get really cool. The second layer of profit comes from actually transforming all that garbage into valuable goods. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the stuff we all throw away. But on the right, you see what these smart companies create from it. They're not just moving waste, they're processing it and turning it into commodities that other industries actually want to buy. For example, they create compost that goes right back to farms. They sell sorted plastics and metals back to manufacturers. And they produce this stuff called refuse-derived fuel, or RDF, which is an amazing coal substitute for big plants. They even capture gas from organic waste to create bio-CNG. This is the point where they start making money from the trash itself. Pretty fascinating, isn't it? If you're enjoying this, take a quick second to subscribe. We're always putting out explainers that break down the interesting economics of the world around us, just like this one. All right, let's kick it up a notch. If municipal contracts are the foundation and recycling is the next level, then this part, well, this is the high-tech gold rush. This is where the really big profits are hiding. Because we're moving beyond just everyday household trash now. The real money, the serious treasure, is in specialized areas like turning waste directly into energy and, most importantly, mining our old electronics for precious materials. Just look at these margins. E-waste recycling is on a whole other level, with profit margins hitting up to 40%. And you gotta ask why. Well, it's because our old phones, laptops, and TVs are basically little treasure chests. And this is the part that just blows my mind. These specialized companies can literally pull precious metals like gold and silver right out of old circuit boards. The value of what they recover can be as high as 5 lakh rupees per kilogram. It's not just recycling, it's urban mining. Okay, so we've got government payments, we've got selling recycled goods, and we've got this high-tech e-waste mining. Let's pull it all together now and look at the final profitability equation. This chart says it all, doesn't it? You can clearly see how the profit margins climb as the technology gets more complex. General waste sits at a very healthy 25%. But then you jump to e-waste, boom, 35%. And specialized things like lithium-ion batteries, you're looking at 40% or even higher. But of course, it's not all pure profit. It costs a lot of money to run these massive operations. And no surprise here, the biggest costs are what you'd expect: labor, all the people doing the work, and the fuel and trucks needed to cover entire cities. And here's the kicker. This whole industry is set for some explosive growth. Thanks to things like growing cities and government programs, the market is projected to skyrocket to $54 billion by 2030. That's just a massive opportunity. So, after all that, what's the big takeaway here? What's the one thing you should remember when you see that garbage truck roll by tomorrow?
It's really this: that truck isn't the end of the line for our trash. Not even close.
It's actually the very beginning of a super sophisticated, tech-driven, and a highly profitable supply chain that our modern cities absolutely depend on.
Hey, if you found this breakdown valuable, please do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. And maybe leave a comment below. Your support is honestly what motivates us to keep creating more explainers just like this one.
And finally, just a quick disclaimer, this explainer is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please make sure to consult with a qualified professional before you make any investment decisions. Thanks for tuning in.